Today I'm going to show you 4 different ways to prep used books to send into Amazon. So let's get started. Now before we get into the 4 different ways to prepare books for Amazon, there are a few basic things you will need to do to make sure your book is in a satisfactory condition for the customer. You want to have a quick look at the cover, make sure there's no major damage, tears or watermarks. If the book is water damaged, I'd say to definitely throw that one away. It's bound to be sent back by the buyer and it's a big no-no with Amazon. And any notable damage should be noted on the condition notes when you're listing the book. I can cover how to do this in another video if that's something that you would be interested in. Next, you'll want to have a quick fan of the pages. In this process, you're looking for any missing or loose pages, any writing or highlighting. If any pages are missing, Amazon will not accept the book, and loose pages will also lower the grade of the book. Personally, I wouldn't ship those kind of books into Amazon. You're just looking for trouble with your customer. You will also want to straighten out any pages that have been folded or creased. When it comes down to the writing or highlighting, you will need to use your judgment, as while it is allowed, excessive notes and highlighting would mean the book is pretty unusable. If you're still sourcing books on a small to medium scale, I'd actually suggest you do these condition checks before you purchase the books. It could save you a lot of lost inventory if you have a serial highlighter dropping off books at your local charity shop. Lastly, you will want to remove the stickers. For this, I use this handy tool. It's called a Scotty peeler and it really does help lift those stubborn stickers. Be sure to get a plastic one, as the metal ones can cause a bit of damage. I have left a link in the description below so you can get a Scotty peeler of your own. As I've mentioned before in other videos, that I actually find that the Scotty peeler works really well when you are preparing birthday presents for the millions of birthday parties that your child will attend. Now, as you can see, sometimes what happens is the sticker doesn't fully come off, so you'll have to do another run of it. And that's why I say the metal Scotty peeler can cause a bit of damage to your book. You can be a little bit stronger with the plastic Scotty peeler. Now, if you find some of this residual stickiness isn't coming off, as you can see, this book is actually quite a tough one to get it all off. You do have another option to get it off. Right, so I've scraped as much as I can off with the Scotty peeler, but as you can see, there's still a bit of stickiness there. So what I use is some isopropyl alcohol and a cloth, and I'll just use it to rub off any residual stickiness. Now, do be sure when using isopropanol on your book that it is okay for the cover. You might do more damage, you might do more harm than good when tidying your book up. Again, I've included a link down below for the Scotty peeler and the isopropanol in case you want to get some for your books. And lastly, if the book is a little dusty, it's worth giving it a little wipe down with a cloth. Let's dive into the 4 ways you can prep your books for Amazon. The first is when you're doing quite a high volume of books. Once you've tidied up your book, like we've done in the previous steps, you'll just take your FNSKU label that you've printed out online and pop it over the barcode. This is important because you don't want the Amazonians scanning that barcode instead of yours, and it ends up in some generic pile of books. And that's it. You can see it's very quick and it will definitely suit someone doing a large volume of books. The second way is I'm not sure how long my book is going to be sitting in an Amazon warehouse and I want to protect my stock. So just like the first step, you'll want to put your FNSKU over the barcode. Next, you'll want to get a poly bag that is as close to the book size as possible. It's important that the poly bag has suffocation warnings printed on it. This applies to all bags with a minimum opening of 5 inches or larger. That's just under 13 centimeters in metric measurements, if that's what you work in. I have dropped a link to the 2 most common sizes I use for books in the description, but as a general rule, it's good to have a few different sizes on hand. Amazon doesn't like a lot of overhang when it comes to poly bags. I think their regulation is something like 3 inches. Obviously this is a lot less, so this bag will be fine. Next, you will want to make sure that the barcode is scannable through the platter thinly. I tend to print another FN SKU and slap it right where they can't miss it. This is the way I tend to prep my books for Amazon. There's 2 reasons for this. The first one is I don't do a massive volume yet, and 2, I like to ship the books how I would like to receive them. It just shows a bit of care has been taken, and maybe, just maybe, someone will leave a nice review for me. I would like to take this moment to say if you're finding any value in this video, please like and subscribe. If you hit the notification bell, you'll also be notified of any new content that I publish. The third way, which works more for valuable books, maybe you want to protect the cover or it's pretty old and a touch fragile. As with the first way, place your FN SKU after the barcode. Then you will want to cover the book with some bubble wrap. Now, be sure to have this taped securely. So I'm just going to use a bit of tape to make sure the bubble wrap doesn't go anywhere. There we go. Move that over. Get a bit of tape on there. And then you'll want to pop it in a poly bag much like before. Slide it in there. And again, you'll want to make sure there's not a lot of overhang. You can see from here that that's less than the regulated amount. And obviously, because you can't see your FN SKU label, you'll want to pop another FN SKU on the top of the poly bag. And there you go. Now, the fourth and final way is a little bit overkill, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. So just like before, you're going to have the FN SKU on the book, you're going to put it in some bubble wrap, and then you're going to get what's called a book mailer. Now this is basically just a bit of cardboard that you can pop the book into, and it'll just keep it that little bit extra protected. So just roll it up like that, and then you can seal it. Once that's sealed, you'll want to pop your FN SKU on there, and then your book is good to go. Personally, I think if your book is that valuable, I would suggest sending it as FBM rather than FBA. So there are a few other things that I'd like to share when packing books. Let me just get this out of here so I can show you. When putting books into boxes, you will naturally want to pop the books in the box that way or that way with the spine facing the outside of the box. Actually, a better way to pack is if you pack face spine down or spine towards the inside of the box. The reason for this is it'll give your book a bit more flexibility and less chance of being damaged on its way into Amazon. If you'd like to know more about how I package and send in used books or how I source them, please let me know in the comments below.